Welcome back, everybody, to some more End of a New Beginning on Hearts of Iron 4, as now the nation, the empire of Germany, not just Prussia. We are still at war with the British Empire and all of her dominions, and it seemed that the overwhelming sense of the cabinet when I kind of threw the open-ended question as to what we should do next, quite a few mentioned that we should take out Denmark. So that's what we're going to do, if we can get the possibility of that. See, now it's saying that world tension needs to be at 45% and that it's currently at 12, but this number, oh, that's the aggressive expansion number. The world tension number is not nearly high enough to make that happen. So I'm not entirely sure what we can do to declare war on Denmark. We don't really have that option right now. So we'll look around at the available options here in our national focus trees and see if maybe there's an option somewhere in there to help trigger such a war. Okay, we have received first-hand information that the French Empire has offered to buy Luxembourg from the Netherlands. This is a clear indication that France attempts to taking righteous German land and to expand their sphere of influence to the lands of the German Confederation. We cannot let the deal go through. We must diplomatically act if we don't want to lose our hold on the German duchies. So yeah, France is going to get the Luxembourg crisis. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe it'll trigger another war, and if so, I should probably get some troops on that border. So let's go ahead and move these troops that I have just kind of sitting on the Austrian border right now. We're going to move them over to the border with France. Oh, we do have some troops there already. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and focus on German industry. So we're going on industrial economy now, and you can see all of the bonuses that I'll receive for that, especially the ones concerning construction speed, which are going to be really helpful. The only way I'm going to end this war is to build up a navy that allows me to invade Britain. So that's what we're going to have to start doing. So I've begun the slow process of production of a navy. Right now it's 1860 gunboats hull, but pretty soon it's going to move up to a new one, and in order to have the experience to be able to make better ships, I've got to start doing some naval exercises. So let's go ahead and get our naval exercises going. We're probably also going to have to do some research that's going to allow for some naval experience to be generated. You can see here I'm working on Lake Ironclad hull, which is 1870, hydraulic machinery, which improves my naval hit chance, focus on heavy ships, and what else can we do right now? Late ironclad hull, I think, yeah, we're working on that already. 1868 ironclad corvette hull. And so we're working on all Navy. I mean, that's a departure from what we were doing originally, but now that we're at war with the UK, we really don't have a choice. Well, that's interesting. The King of Spain declared war on Spain, so there's a civil war going on in Spain. It doesn't appear to be a really big one. It looks like it's one little piece of territory. But we are at war with Spain as well, and that's another nation we just can't get to because we don't have a navy. We've completed industrial economy. Now I believe we can do all three of these. So we're going to add a civilian industry by choosing made in Germany, and every little bit of civilian industry helps. Here's the situation in the war with the UK. You can see Carlist Spain is now on our side. There's really nothing we can do to help them. How do they do as far as divisions go? Actually, they've got similar numbers of divisions, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. They've called the captaincy of general of the Philippines as our enemy in the Spanish War. Oh, they're taking some territory here. Maybe we should help them out. See what we can do. Can we send troops? That would be amazing if we could. Doesn't appear that we can. Okay, huge worker strikes in the German Empire. Unbeknownst to us, the workers in our country have managed to organize an enormous general strike. They're marching in the streets today demanding better working conditions and shorter work hours, and threaten to cease working at all should these demands not be granted. I could lose some stability in legislative power, which I can afford to do, or we could just give in to their demands. And honestly, in this particular instance, I think we'll go ahead and do that. So they're going to move to a 12-hour workday. I guess that's reasonable. Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch our national focus now to the Navy, Kaiserliche Marine. We've got to start building up some kind of a Navy that can compete in some way with the British. You can see right now they've got 211 ships. Of course, the French have 157 as well. So we're really looking at both of those as kind of our standard as far as the Navy that we want to have. We're at 26 ships currently, but we do have 90 factories, which just dwarfs anybody else that's near the top. I've got 83 divisions, which other than the Austrians really dwarfs any of the armies. Oh, and the Russians as well. I just need a Navy. So right here we have an option to subsidize the German shipbuilding industry, which is going to give me a 20% bonus to dockyard output for a year. I think that's well worth it, especially when I've got plenty of these legislative PowerPoints available to me. The UK keeps trying to invade, and I just repeatedly throw it back over and over and over again. All right, I don't know that this is the best idea, but we're going to give this a try. We're going to start ordering a naval invasion. It's only 3 divisions that we can transport at one time. So what we've got to do now is we've got to, of course, start patrolling the 2 regions in between. We're going to invade from here, and we're going to land up here in Yorkshire, just because that frees me from having to go down into the English Channel. Just not entirely sure we can establish any kind of supremacy to be able to do this, but we're going to give it a try. So while we continue to wait to be able to do much of anything, you can see we've now moved past the Ottoman Empire and into 3rd place on the power projection. We are about to overtake France for 2nd, and then it's just us in the UK. It's the number of factories that I've been able to build, it's the number of the divisions, and now starting to build a Navy that's eventually going to put me in that position to be able to take over 2nd place. But I don't have nearly the Navy to be able to establish the supremacy needed over these 2 areas to be able to launch my naval invasion. I can't seem to be able to interact with the British Navy. I keep spotting the Navy, but they don't seem to want to attack. So I don't know if there's anything else I can do to make that happen. But right now I just haven't found a way. I tried Strike Force, sitting there waiting. I tried Patrol. Just nothing I can do can seem to interact with the British Navy. Okay, so here we go. Kanonenboot diplomatie. We are a strong empire, and we can steal the idea of gunboat diplomacy for ourselves and apply it now. So that'll unlock decisions about gunboat diplomacy in certain situations. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I keep spotting the British Navy, and they only have about 15 ships. They have about half the size that we do. We just haven't been able to engage. I feel like if I could engage and maybe take down some of the British Navy, that might free us up to actually establish supremacy here. It just doesn't seem to be happening. We're continuing to build up our fleet. We've got 2 more ships that we've been able to put together, ironclad corvette hulls. We're continuing to do research. We're about to get early protected cruiser hull, which is an 1875 technology. I decided to go ahead and start researching that early, thinking that maybe that might give me an edge if I could get some advanced ships into the field. All right, well, we have caught up to the French, and we're now tied with them. In fact, I probably could see a difference if I wait a few more days, but we're about to pass them up. We've got more than double their factories, 33 more divisions, and slowly creeping up there with ships. We've got 33 ships now in our tiny Kaiserliche Marine. All right, I feel like I've done enough of the naval research for the time being, so we're going to focus on foreign policy now. It's January 1874. We're going to go down this European policy path. First, we're going to repair our relations with Austria and get the dual alliance. Hopefully, they will accept and will be allied with the Austrian Empire. Then we're going to go for the triple alliance and try to add Italy to that mix. I think those things will be very helpful, especially if I continue to be in a state of war with the British Empire. And I don't seem to see a way out of that until I build a pretty substantial navy to establish supremacy and be able to get my divisions across. Okay, we've developed the early protected cruiser hull, so that's pretty huge for me. That's going to allow me some pretty nice ships to be built now. So let's go ahead with single-barreled turret 1 while we're at it. But let's go ahead and take a look. I don't know how much Navy experience we're going to need to build one of these things. But here we go. Early protected cruiser hull. We got to create a variant of it that'll allow us to build. You can see here the max range is crazy long. I mean, the existing ships I have right now are about 1,800 kilometers. So that dramatically improves the range I have on my ships. We're going to look here now. We've got a lot of things we can put on this ship. Here's a battery. Early medium turret. I want to see what the various things do here. Fire control. If we switch this to a heavy battery, how does that impact? Oh, big time with the heavy attack and heavy piercing. Oh, well worth that. Hardwood armor. Yeah, let's do that. Heavy cruiser engine 1. I think we already did that. Alright, we don't have any light attack ability right now. So let's go with a light battery. Although none of those really give me a lot for the light attack. Oh, that's where we already were. Okay, I think that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do. That'll give us some additional there. I'd prefer to have some more armor, but I think that's about all we're going to be able to do right now. Okay, so for the first time in quite a while, I'm going to start queuing up some new infantry divisions. Not like I need a bigger army, but I've got a big stockpile of unused weapons right now. So we may as well go ahead and start building up that force, especially with all of that equipment available and almost 2 million in free manpower available. So we're going to start working on that. I can scale back my Victorian support equipment building. We're working on, looks like 3 and now a 4th protected cruiser all at once. So that's going to vastly improve the power of my Navy once we have those complete. Military factories. I guess right now it looks like what we need are some guns and some rifled howitzers. Alright, we finally got the combat we were after. I had to go hunting in the English Channel, but we've got a battle that has commenced here. The Battle of the English Channel. Let's go ahead and slow things down so we can get a sense of what's happening here. Positioning is not so good for me. Now it's not so good for him. We should have the numbers here. It looks like so far we sank 1 early corvette on the German side, or on the British side. He's got 14 battleships. These are line ship hulls. Once I get my protected cruisers into this Navy, I think that's going to dramatically increase what we're able to do. We're gaining a lot of experience. I don't see any other ships being sunk at the moment. I'm looking at the strength on some of his. Alright, we'll go ahead and speed things up and see how this all plays out. I'd like to sink a few more of his ships if possible. Looks like some of them are just withdrawing. There we go. We just sank some more. Beautiful. 7 sunken British ships, 0 on my side. At least so far. Man, I can't wait to get those protected cruisers into the battle. It's going to make a difference. Now you can see we're starting to actually establish some supremacy in the English Channel. Alright, good start for our Navy. You can see here the number on locating. Once they hit 100%, they get into battle. They're just hunting them down right now. So we've got another fight with the British now. Again, we've got a big advantage in numbers because I've put all of mine into one grand fleet, and that seems to be working. We've sunk 4 more ships. Beautiful. Keep hunting them down, boys. Keep hunting them down. This is going really well so far. Now, I know at some point he could bring a lot more ships to bear, and that could become a problem. You see, he's still got 195 ships to my just 39. But good stuff so far. We're continuing down the diplomacy tree now. We've done isolate France. We're going to start working toward this dual alliance. And I think once we get the alliance with Austria, that'll probably be a good stopping point. I know these episodes are not particularly long, but you have to understand that I've spent the better part of my morning playing this. You're seeing about 1 minute out of every 10 that I play to give you some of the highlights. There's a lot of downtime where nothing's happening. We're just simming through. So it takes quite a long time to make one episode in this game, but it's worth it. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button, please. I'm just looking at my fleet right now, and you can see that most of my fleet now has achieved legendary experience status, which is just really cool. And I love how much detail you can get in looking at your various ships. You can look at their history. So, for example, our 1870 monitor hull has assisted in sinking the Centaur, the Desperate, the Encounter. They sank the Brisk. They assisted on the Curlew, the Buzzard, the Harrier, the Cruiser, the Malacca, and they sank the Miranda. So those are just really fun things to explore when you're looking at ships to be able to see. We've got a few that are at a level 20. They're about to hit level 30 or level 21, which is the highest. We do have some ships that have some fires on them and some damage. So I think it's probably worth it to go ahead and return our fleet for repairs. I just want to show you real quick where we're at on our protected cruisers. Our first ones are going to get into service in late April of 1875, so it's going to be a little bit of time yet before that happens. All right, so you can see we put in for repairs, and it's good that we did because you can see how many of these ships are in desperate need of repair. A lot worse off than I realized they were, to the point where we probably would have started seeing some sinkings on our side if I hadn't done that as soon as I did. We just completed single barrel turret. Now we're going to work on twin barreled turret 1, which is right here. That's going to unlock the 180 millimeter medium turret. Right now we have the 100 millimeter light turret researched, and actually that tells me that maybe we have an upgrade to make. Hold on, let's go ahead to our national focus. So now we're ready to repair relations with Austria. All right, let's go back to production for a second, because I want to look at these early protected cruiser hulls. There may be an upgrade that we can make now. Let's go ahead and create a variant of this. Right now, we have the 90 millimeter early turret. So I think we can go up now to the light turret 1, which is going to give us the 100 millimeter light turret. So let's go ahead and save that, and our future ships will have that variant. We're not going to upgrade these current ones, but we won't produce any more of those. Continuing down our naval doctrine tree, we're going to choose focus on battleships, which is going to give us a 4% bonus to capital ship armor and attack. We're going to really be heavily focused on capital ships, since so much of our Navy already is capital ships. We've got late traction engines we're working on, machine era army, twin barrel turret, which may be another upgrade to our variant before we build any more. Let's look at the ledger. We're up to 1312, so we've put a lot of distance between us and France. Now we're trying to close in on the UK. 93 factories to their 48. 39 ships to their 195, because we've taken out some of their ships. We're going to slowly do some attrition on their Navy. Waiting right now for repairs. We still have a number of ships in need of repairs. As soon as these last few are done, these ones will go quick because they don't need a lot of repairs. We'll get our Navy back out there and try to take him on again. New division in the field. All right, as we're about to enter a new year, we're going to get our fleet back out and ready to go. Just 5% repairs needed to these two here. And here we go into 1875. We're also about to complete restoring relations with Austria, repairing relations, which gets us to the dual alliance, which let's hope they accept. We've also been working on diplomacy with them. That's something else I've been doing, trying to improve relations as best I could. But we're going to go ahead and get our fleet out to sea again. Looks like they've already gone out. Start hunting for the British fleet again. Okay, so here we go. Austrian Empire proves cooperative. Our proposition of a dual alliance has been accepted by the Austrian Empire. This strengthens our position in Central Europe quite a bit. Austrian Empire joins faction. Kingdom of Lombardy, Venetia joins faction. So that's all very good news. And now we can invite the Republic of Mexico to, I guess, probably to the new faction. Wait, are we still at war? That's my question. You know, because if we're not in a faction with Mexico, do we really need to be at war with them? But we just called the largest army in the world into our war, so that's good. We're already at war with all these people, so might as well invite them to our faction. And now the Austrians are also at war with the British. That can't be good for the Brits. Let's go ahead and look for Italy now. Oh, Italy doesn't own Rome, so we can't send a delegation to Rome. Okay, Mission Radovitz. We're going to go to the Russians instead, but we're going to wrap it up right there. Let's look at the war now as it stands with all of that. You can see the big increase in fielded manpower that we now enjoy. We just have no way of getting at the British. So that's where we're at right now. Let me know your thoughts. Use that comment section below. Drop a like if you would, and we will see you again in a couple days with another episode. Thanks for watching.